God is good. What's going on, guys? So we're a little bit late today, and it's because somebody dropped their wallet in the street of the city, and now she found it. I can't believe it.
I know! Of all the things! Oh, guys, I'm sweating so much because I was in such a panic. Oh,
She was very scared, so that's why we're late. But so what we're gonna do is give the guys and girls about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. So let's say 12 minutes exactly for the guys and girls watching this in the future who are curious about what modern gutter fighting actually is, my system. We will just make it easy for you. Skip 12 minutes ahead if you're not interested in listening to the music. But we're gonna play some music so it gives people time to trickle in, because I know a lot of people count on they're starting at 9:15 EST, and if you don't do it, then like I get it. I'm in the fire service.
Very timely.
The military. I get it.
On time.
A lot of you guys were in a lot of different services, but I'm not in the service right now, so we're working here.
Quiet down.
Anyway, Gordius, I might be late, but I'm not gay. And I can tell you this much. I can tell you this much.
What?
He who smelt it dealt it. Listen, you're wasting these people's time, Gordius. We're gonna play some music for you guys, and then we'll come right back. So stand by.
Stay tuned.
12 minutes. All right. Skip 12 minutes ahead if you're watching this later.
Oh. That's why I was like, babe, the microphone's not there.
It's there.
No, it's not.
All right. What's going on, guys? Here we are, loud and proud.
That's right.
How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone is doing well. So tonight's topic of the live stream is going to be, they're just bantering back and forth.
I know, but I saw pho.
Tonight's topic of the live stream is going to be all about modern gutter fighting, a system that I've developed over a lot of years. Finally had the opportunity to type it in and make it actually an official system.
Yeah.
So who do we got here? A member, huh?
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Who is that?
Oh,
Well, thanks for joining, man.
yes, thank you.
Anyway, we have officially been able to publish my system now. So we're super excited about it. Like super, super excited.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find it on gutterfightingsecrets.com on 3 parts. Okay, so the first part, the first part is gutter striking.
Okay.
So this is dealing with all of the major strikes, how to end fights fast without really having to do too much. Things like the combat ear slap.
I like the ear slap.
Ear slap's very good.
It's very good.
I've used it. I've had it used on me. It fucking hurts. And just like all of these things, I've either personally used them in either street fights or sparring, or actually all of them, everything in here, I've either has been done to me or I have done to somebody else. So I don't put any fluff in my system. We don't put any conjecture in there. Anything speculatory is not included in the system. I want to know that if I'm putting it out there, putting my name on it, it's a legitimate technique that we know will give you at least 50 to 60% efficacy in the street.
What's the third part of it?
So the first part is modern gutter striking. Okay, that's going to be everything from the stopgap. That's a special kick that I've developed that works well in the street. Knee strikes, different types of knee strikes, different types of punching, and all of that. We actually don't punch with a closed fist.
Yeah, because they'll break the knuckles.
You can hurt your hand pretty bad, especially when you're teaching, like a girl or something like that.
I don't know how to punch. I always ask them, like, babe,
I have a hard time with it.
What even when I grip the bar, I'm like, how do I?
And that's a lot of people,
Really?
believe it or not. You know, it takes
Yeah.
time to teach someone how to punch, but to
Yeah.
teach someone how to throw an open hand strike,
Oh, it's
it
easy.
really it doesn't take you that long.
Yeah. It's almost natural to be like, oh.
It is very natural.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at,
Sometimes it's harder for me to do the claw. Like
well, you
that.
know, either when you have an open hand or a claw,
Yes,
you know,
this.
this is very natural. And if you
Yes.
look at street fights, right, specifically with women, but also sometimes with men, it's a lot of this. Right,
Yeah.
this is
A lot
just
of
an
grabbing,
incredibly
though,
natural
too.
thing
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do in a fight. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Get away from me! Hit you at the same time.
Yeah, so we take advantage of these psychological features that I
Mm.
found from like literally studying fight after fight after fight after fight, either seeing it with my own eyes.
Mm.
Sometimes I look at the YouTube stuff with the CCTV stuff, but more so my own experience, and I look at what have I used,
Mm.
what have I seen other guys use, and what works and what doesn't.
Right.
And anything that doesn't work or anything that we say that might not work, we don't fucking include it because there's no reason to.
Mm.
This system, I don't mean to cut you off, but this system is really important to me. Get your car fixed. This system is really important to me that I'm able to teach it and have it absorbed rapidly, right? So that if you need it, like it's never in my experience somebody that comes to me and says, "Hey, Will, can you teach me how to fight?" Like just so in the future I know. It's always I have a reason to know. I want to know how to fight.
There's a concern.
There's a threat against
There's an
me.
immediate concern.
So
where it's like something, or maybe they know somebody,
or something has happened
Something
and they're scared, but they want to know how to fight, defend themselves.
to be prepared.
Now
Yeah,
they don't want to
yeah.
wait for 2 years to learn the system of, you know, katas and all these things.
Mm.
They don't have time, and in a lot of times in cases, like you see how rapidly the situation developed in the Ukraine, right? And you know,
how quickly they had to like
how
train all
quickly they
their
had to get up to
civilians.
speed, right? So
Yeah, just
there's
normal
no-
civilians.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
handing
there's
women guns. So they're
no
like, all right,
time
here.
to go ahead and
Right.
like develop them from A to B to Z like you would
Right.
an MMA fighter.
Oh.
If you want to know how to really survive like against seasoned fighters, yeah, you're going to have to learn over a long period of time.
Right, of course.
But if you just want to know how to defend yourself against an armed or unarmed assailant,
Right.
and Lord forbid, just go home at the end of the night,
Yeah.
this system is for you.
Right.
Because again, Fairburn, we take everything, and we sell these books, by the way, on gutterfightingsecrets.com. There's multiple, there's about 6 books he wrote. Okay. We take everything, we methodically went through all of these books, taking everything out that just doesn't work or is not applicable. So, for example, here we've got the Bronco kick. Okay. You literally jump up in the air and you stamp down on your opponent. Now, number one, that's just not reasonable in the court of law at all, right?
No,
you can't
yeah,
do that.
You can't do that.
And then number two, it's just like, come on, man. Like, what if he moves or like it's just
What
not,
if you fall?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
forget about that. It's just like falling and hurting yourself. Like,
Twist an ankle or whatever. So, you know, I'm sure if Fairburn was still alive, he would have been like, well, let's take that out. Good idea, Will. And, you know, I'm hoping that this system would have done him proud. So, you know, there's other things that we take out on purpose, like the hair pull from behind defense. Okay. Because, like, yes, like getting your hair pulled is a concern, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of fine motor skills to like turn around and you're gonna have to bear with me tonight, guys. I have a cold. She gave me a cold.
That's not my fault.
Last
I didn't
weekend,
know I was sick.
She thought it was allergies.
So it's allergies.
So that's why we're doing the live stream tonight, because I'm not going out. But anyway, we take all that stuff out. It's like, you know what? Like, it's gonna take a while to learn how to do an arm bar, right? Or like,
oh my gosh, yeah, please.
Not judo. Steven Seagal's or
Aikido.
Aikido, thank you. She's learning.
Wow.
It's going to take a long time to do an Aikido wrist lock, right? And then a lot of times, even if like me, I'm not going to pull that off if they resist something, right? So that stuff we take out, you'd be way better to turn around and punch them in the face. So
these are more natural.
That's what we teach.
Yeah.
Okay, we teach what we know works and what can be learned really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Like other things that, you know, we keep in the system, but we modify and explain in such a way where, look, I take my 5+ years grappling and I take, so for example, this sweep that most people who study martial arts are familiar with. But you're going to find that when you attempt these sweeps in the street or either in the ring or whatever, a lot of times you get reversed and it ends up taking you down and you take yourself down, which is even more embarrassing.
Or they just don't move.
Yeah.
You think it's good, but some people have solid solid legs. Like I
Yeah.
try to do it with you, and I'm just like, damn, you don't move. You got trunk legs.
Yeah, we got legs because we do legs in the gym, we squat, we all that, right? And
Yeah.
then besides, if you have some grappling experience, doing sweeps like this, it's hard, right? So we keep those in, but we explain how to do them in the right way and explain how to avoid doing them. It's these little details and little minutiae. This is what my BJJ instructor, my first instructor, John Helwig, always told me is like, you need to know the little minutiae to these things to make them work.
Yeah, it's so much about technique.
It is, but once you get it, you have it.
Right.
Once you understand the concept and you train it a few times, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
So that's what we're doing here with modern gutter fighting is we're literally keeping like most of Fairburn system intact, but we're adding and changing things. We're taking out what doesn't work and we're putting in what he didn't put in back then because although he was a high level, judo guy and everything, there's a lot that's changed in the way that people fight.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that's changed in the way that we know about the understanding of the science of hand-to-hand combat. So there are some things that we had to add in addition, not to mention the fact that weapons have changed, right? We're not fighting with an M1 Garand and a Mauser anymore, right?
We're not in the battlefields anymore. It's more like your home is a battlefield, your town, your city might be a battlefield now.
So instead of teaching, weapons techniques with a M1, we're going to teach you with an AR. Right. So things like that, they had to be tweaked a little bit, but it's good that we did it. And then, things also like learning how to tie people up with a rope. Well, like that's totally not applicable to anything that we are doing. All right.
Yeah, not here. That's a different channel. Guys.
Even in the military, they don't really spend a lot of time discussing how to tie people up, right? If at all. Yeah, flex cuffs, sure. Handcuffing, sure. If you want to learn about that stuff, not only can you find it on YouTube, but take a security class, right? Like whatever. But
people don't tie ropes anymore?
Not too much. No, they really don't.
I mean, noticed.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to blow your spot up if you're not careful.
No, you're not. Anyways.
So when I went through the fire academy, we had to learn how to tie knots, and we had to know that to pass a test. Okay. If you didn't know these like 8 knots and you couldn't do them on demand, then you didn't graduate the fire academy. So it was very stressful, and everyone was like, we have to learn these knots. I asked after I got on the job, and I was like, because I had never tied a knot since. And I was like, Andrew, why do we need to learn all these knots in the fire academy? And he goes, oh, to pass the test. And I'm like, yeah, well, we don't use that. He goes, no, we don't really use knots too much in the fire service, man. So she makes fun of me because I've forgotten how to do all of my knots. Like the bowline, maybe I could remember, like the square knot. But when it comes to tying her up, be careful what you talk shit about, young lady.
Whatever.
Anyway,
then
there,
you should know this.
there
You should know your knots, all right?
Know your audience. So, listen, now that we've disclosed personal sensitive information, back to somebody brought it upon themselves. Back to the topic at hand, which is modern gutter fighting and not our personal life.
Oh.
So,
but there's tons of systems out there. So why is yours like different? Isn't there other like gutter fighting out there?
There is definitely other systems out there. And yeah, there's even guys who claim to be teaching gutter fighting, right? But you'll find that most of what those guys are teaching isn't actually gutter fighting at all.
What is it? Oh, they just call it gutter fighting? But
they take some principles of World War II combatives and they add on to them, right?
Okay. So it's not really as authentic.
It's not authentic. It's not authentic at all. And even like one of my mentors, Bill Wolf, right? And I've taken a bunch of his battle schools and stuff. A lot of what he teaches is not, in fact, gutter fighting. A lot of what he teaches is, stuff that he learned from doing his police force stuff and his special forces service. Like, yes, in essence, what he knows the Fairburn / O'Neill system, and he taught it to us. But a lot of what he teaches, just due to the fact that it works, is extra stuff, right? On top of all of the O'Neill Fairburn system.
Right.
What I'm trying to do with this, or what I'm doing with this, is keeping everything intact and keeping everything very much the way that it would have been taught back in the day, whilst also adding a little bit in
to make it relevant.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Today's times.
However, only changing what needs to be changed to keep up with the times.
Right.
And that's what really makes modern gutter fighting so special is It's modern
Yeah.
gutter fighting. It's not Will's combative system.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not Haganah Krav Maga. It's
Oops.
not that. It's modern gutter fighting. So it's very, very special. Now, back to well, before we get back to the original thing that I was talking about, which is the levels and the order of which I think people should take this.
There's levels?
There's an order to which I think people should take this.
Oh, interesting. So sequence matters.
There's a sequence that does matter.
Okay.
But before we get back to that, let me just interject real quick because we were talking about, you asked about, are there other systems like Krav Maga? Like everyone always asks me, Will, should I take Krav Maga? In which I answer, if you're in Israel, yeah, do it. But if you're in the States and they're doing like push-ups and calisthenics more than they're teaching Krav Maga, then no, like just buy my stuff and you're good.
Right.
So, and that's not even about the money. I don't want to see people taking advantage of.
Scam. That's the thing is like, because there's so much out there. It's like the same way when you get into like bodybuilding or whatever that's like a big thing. It's a big community. You just get misled. Or even in the crypto community, right? People just tell you this, they tell you that, make a lot of money. So.
And Richie, we're truly honored that you joined the channel, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're automatically been entered into the giveaway, so you're probably going to be ending up winning something, whether that's a bug out bag or machete or maybe a nuclear biological radiation kit with a gas mask and all that, chemical suit. We're doing some big stuff. So let me all right. Well, that's on my mind, guys. We are doing a giveaway right now. Okay, so the first 5 people to be joining our channel and supporting the channel, $3 a month, less than a bag of chips, less than a cup of coffee a month, we can enter you automatically into the giveaway. We are giving away 2 fully packed bug out bags worth a few $100s a piece. We're giving away a brand new Gerber Bear Grylls edition machete, which actually is very sharp, really, really works. And then we're also giving away a full NBC protection kit. So that's going to have a legit gas mask with NBC filter. It's going to have a chemical suit. It's going to have gloves, inner and outer gloves, okay? And it's going to have tape to go with that so you can tape yourself up. It's also going to have a few extra goodies in there, okay?
I'm
McRoland enlisted. Thank you very much, sir. And you are entered into the giveaway.
Yay.
So we're going to hopefully be sending you guys out some really cool shit. And thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.
Yes, it means a lot.
It really does. I was gonna do the Roman salute, but I get in trouble every time I do that.
Look at your face, babe. You can't do that. I'm sorry. I can do that, but you can't do that.
Anyway. So what Krav Maga. We were talking about like Krav. Like I'm not bashing Krav, and I've gotten people like writing me angry emails about like, how dare you write to me like, no, that's what I said. How dare you talk smack about Krav? It's been around since Emmy Lichtenfield, and he was a student of this and that, and yeah, it came from gutter, whatever. Okay, whatever. I'm telling you, I've been around. Okay, I've gotten certified in Krav. I've got my instructor certification in the States. It was a waste of money, but I also studied it with the IDF in Israel. They do it completely different over there. So that's all I'm saying about Krav. Over here, it's geared towards getting your money. It's geared towards, come train with us. We'll get you in shape. You'll learn a few techniques like the hair pull defense, like the groin kick. But you could spend 2 years training Krav in the States and never really learn how to fight. If you go ahead and buy my products, okay, they're not expensive. We intentionally keep these things about $25 per chapter.
Right.
3 chapters total. You don't have to buy them all at once. And that's why we did it that way. If I push them all together in a package, I would have had to charge you more.
Yeah.
But now if you want to buy the striking portion, study that for a month, learn it well, then go back and buy the second tier and train that. That's how I would recommend it, quite frankly.
Right.
If you want to buy it all at once, I'm fine with that too. But
it's just having flexibility.
It's about, and it's about keeping in mind that, like, for all of us right now, times are what they are. So we're not going to try to rip you off. And I'm not like reoccurringly charging you either, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like a lot of guys would have a funnel on their site, right? So like you buy this and then, oh, but don't you want this? And oh, I'll give you this too for this price. And then, oh, this, it's called a funnel in sales. I don't believe in that. I just feel like it's dirty. Okay. I never liked it when it was done to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you this book for free. You probably see this ad online sometimes. I'll give you this book for free. And then you click and it's like, all right, let me get it shipped to my house. But then, oh, we have a special offer for you. And oh, what about this? And from this guy, it's a special offer for you.
It's
And it's
all
like,
getting bombarded.
you're going to click on something. Like, chances are very good you're going to click and buy something from them.
Chances are I'm upset and I click out of the whole thing and I exit it.
Or that, like
I
me.
just leave.
So, but that's why those guys give away like a free book, because they know you're going to buy something from them. I'm not reoccurringly charging you. I want you to buy my one chapter, learn it. And if you like it, buy the other one. And in the end, there's 3 chapters.
Right.
And I hope that you learn and study it well. And if you have any questions, email me.
Reach out.
And if you want a private one-on-one, we could do that. But like, I just want you to learn the system.
Yes.
And then if you want to get certified in the system, obviously that's going to become available at some point before the summer's end.
Before
right?
summer,
We're working on that.
Yeah.
But back to what we were originally talking about. Okay, the order of things. So we talked about the striking.
Yeah.
Now, and guys, if you have any questions out there that you just want immediately answered, Super Chat is available, and just simply so I can see it, right? Because I know the chat's going like a mile a minute. The second tier, or the second level of the system, is trapping and takedowns.
Oh.
So the first level is you're going to learn how to strike, you're going to learn how to move, and you're going to learn how to kick and do knee strikes.
Okay.
Very simple, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, very, very simple. And that's what works.
It's like the first thing we learn as women. Kick them in the balls.
Kick them in the balls. Knee them in the balls. And, we go into great detail about how to kick and like what different types of kicks. We don't have many kicks. Our philosophy is you kick low below the belt. You don't try to kick them in the head if you're not a Muay Thai person. Or a Taekwondo.
Even then, it's just such a risk of just so much. Like, even if you were an expert in a fight, you could just duck, or they could grab it and just fucking swing you around. Like,
I was in a street fight once against a Taekwondo person, and they tried to kick at my head. I just leaned back and I pushed them over.
Right. Like, it's just a high kick like that is just too much to risk in a fight.
It can be pulled off. Don't get me wrong. That will knock someone out. But
sure, if they land it. But it's also like that, you do that shit in the ring.
And it takes flexibility, and it also takes being young.
That's true. Speed.
It takes being young and fucking limber to do one of those high kicks, especially cold, right? Not having warmed up. You pull something if you're like my age.
That's true.
I'm not that old, but I'm just saying. And it's really important to be able to do sneaky stuff, right? Take their mind off of something down low and punch them up high. Or in this case, strike them up high. I won't give away all our secret techniques because there really are some very special techniques in there that will take somebody out quick. And if they're not expecting it, you can drop them. And that's what this is about.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the first part of the system. We go into great detail about how to do like a defensive knee and then an offensive knee. Our system is highly centered around what is defensive and what is offensive. You use the defensive knee to, oh shit, I'm surprised by this. Like when you're surprised, the right reaction, and the Israelis go into great detail about this in their fighting systems. This is part of where I learned about the fright reaction, right? So if I were to go, ah, and you go, oh, and the fright reaction looks like this, typically. Your hands come up, you kind of you curl back from it.
Yeah.
We can take advantage of that. Exactly. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
We take advantage of that by utilizing what we define and refer to as offensive and defensive, rather, like knee strikes. So if you're scared, you're leaning back, you're going to want to do a certain type of knee strike. If you're then aggressing on somebody, let's say, oh shit, I'm scared, they ran into my knee, now let me grab their head, and I'm going to angrily give them an offensive knee strike. So anyway, we go into that in great detail on the part 1 with the striking.
So that's level...
It's level 1, part 1.
Okay.
And the way that we actually put these on the website, I'm going to have my guy put them in order, but they're not in order. And that's why it's confusing to some people. I've had questions, hey, which one should I buy first? And I try to tell people, gutter striking, get that one first. Anyway, we will fix that on the website now. But the second level is the core commando combatives. So I call it the core commando combatives because this is all the really serious stuff. Like, the first level, you'll learn how to take someone out quick, but the second level is you'll learn how to take them out and take them down for good. And I mean, it's really effective stuff. And again, everything like, so I think you guys all know about my background. I've been doing martial arts for a long time, and it's taken me a very, very long time to study a little bit of everything to really find out what works and what doesn't. But
Yeah,
was
it really has. You've been everywhere, all over the world
I
to go
have.
to learn. Yeah,
I have, and I've paid a lot of
crazy.
money to
Yeah,
learn it from a lot of
yeah.
like very high ranking individuals.
Right,
And
right.
an extra part of what really makes me understand this is when I was young, I was fucking wild, and I got into a lot of like legitimate street fights.
You and your buddies.
Yeah, we were a fucking rough bunch, and I'm not
Mhm.
gonna like go into that because I can't really. But we had a lot of fights, and
Mhm.
that's what makes me understand this is what works on the street versus like
Versus what you do in training.
yeah, and
Oh,
like
yeah. On the
even
mat.
exactly on the
It's
mat.
so unrealistic.
There's a lot of well, it's not it's semi unrealistic on the mat, right?
With Krav, it is.
With Krav,
It's
I'm
like
talking about
very
jujitsu,
like
but yeah.
yeah. I
Well,
was
because Krav and Jiu-Jitsu are different because
yeah.
Krav is not a full contact thing, right?
Right,
You
right.
hit the pads and you feel like king,
Yeah.
but then you go on the street, there's no
Oh
pads.
my god, they hit me back.
You know, on the street, it's a really brutal fucking thing, especially if you're fighting someone who's been in a few tussles before,
Yeah,
right?
and it's
You're gonna find it's very fast and chaotic,
what
right?
I think too is very difficult. People don't realize is your adrenaline. It
Yeah, it
changes
changes the way you
how
think and
can
operate
think
and
and
feel. Yeah, yeah.
operate. Like it is like it's either you fight or you flight, like type of thing, or you freeze.
Well, let me tell you this,
Right.
guys. Like I've been in some situations before, but still to this day, when I'm going through that pre-fight ritual with somebody and I'm thinking this will probably turn ugly, I get that fright reaction. Like I get that panic feeling where it's like I start to shake a little bit and I start to like get a little foggy and it's
Mhm.
like I start to almost feel a little weak and most of what I know kind of goes to the back of my head, right? Where it's like I'm on the street, I'm talking some shit with like some big guy and I'm like, "Oof, man, like if this goes off, this could be bad."
It could-
That really starts like making me second guess myself a lot, even to this day, even after all the shit that I know, right?
Mm.
And I found that when it pops off with a guy like that, like, and it's never against a guy
Mhm.
who's like smaller than you, right? You never really get into a serious fight with somebody who's like weaker than you. It's always the guy always looks like he's been working out for 25 years on steroids.
Yeah. I mean, remember that video we saw? This guy who's a bodybuilder. He's like, "Man, I can't fight." He's like, "This is why I lift. I'm so big." He's
Yeah.
like, "So nobody fucks with me because if they do, I can't fight." This dude cannot fight for shit.
There's guys like that out there, but there's also guys like that who know how to fight. And
Yeah, they love it.
you've got to be very like realistic about your expectations with things.
That's right.
So
That's
that's
right.
what, and I've seen those guys, and sometimes I'll be
Mhm,
honest, I've gotten my ass beat by those guys, right? So, and that's
mhm.
what makes me aware of like shit can go south, right? So
Yeah. Sometimes you need a nasty name.
it's just it humbles you, it
You,
really does.
it does. People in your place.
It
Mm.
does.
Even like with jujitsu and training, you get a little too cocky, and then you're like, "Oh shit, no, I can get my ass kicked." Just kidding.
Yeah, no, it's very healthy for you,
It
especially
is.
me.
Yeah.
I need it, but
Yeah.
no, I mean that's what I found it when that situation arises, like a road rage situation or a parking
Mhm.
lot or whatever it is, a city street situation, and you turn around and say, "Motherfucker, that was my chick," and the guy's like 6'4" and looks like he just got out of prison with tattoos on his face, and then you're gonna be like, "Damn it!" Like, and you're gonna start second guessing yourself. What works at that point
Mhm.
is like very basic things,
Yeah.
very basic, knee strikes, open
Mhm.
hand strikes to the ear,
Mhm.
throat gouges, things like this.
Mhm.
That's all we teach in the system.
Mhm.
We don't teach bob and weave and all this stuff. Like if
Yeah.
you're a boxer, then box. But
Right.
if you're not, and you just need to know how to defend yourself,
Right.
wedging your hand into somebody's throat and kneeing them in the groin is going to work a lot better for you.
Yeah. Just the chop in the throat.
Chop in the throat as well.
Saw
Yeah.
this guy and he did that to somebody in a restaurant 'cause they were like fighting and stuff. Just knocked him out.
Yeah.
Totally knocked him
Yeah,
out.
it does. It works.
It's funny because Guardius, I see you say, I worry about small guys with an attitude. And it's
Yeah.
honestly, it's the quiet ones.
Yeah.
The quiet ones are like, yo, they're stewing inside and you don't
Yeah.
even know it.
Yeah, no, the small guys definitely. I agree
Yeah.
with you, man. And
Yeah.
it's been my experience, but it's also been my experience that those smaller type guys, they're not necessarily going to start shit.
Yeah, they have more
They'll
respect.
finish
They're
it.
polite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of
They'll
times.
finish it. Yeah, but they
I'm
don't.
making a generality here,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's a lot of the time. It's not always, but a lot of the time it's
There's a theme.
there's a type of dude that will start shit, right?
Yeah, of course.
And a lot of those guys have been in situations where they start shit. Nobody
ends it.
Right,
Nobody.
right, right.
They think they're top dog. Instead, people are just ignoring him.
It's
like,
the
"Oh,
guy
really
who
like
doesn't want to really fight you. It's the guy who either half wants to fight you or doesn't want to fight you that you really don't want to fight.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the guy who's like, who gives you that out and he's like, listen, I'll respect you if you
Right.
walk away.
Right.
That type of guy, you don't want to fight him. Trust
Yeah.
me, you don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So, but this is all the stuff that you need to know. All right, this is
Mhm.
stuff I've learned from getting seriously sent to the hospital, and then also the other way around. Right. So I want you to be able to know the ins and outs of this street stuff from a guy who's not only studied it but lived it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely important.
It is. And so the second level of this is all the trapping and
What is
takedowns.
trapping? Is
Good
that
question. Trapping is the difference between an underhook and an overhook. How to get into close range with somebody. Because what I found is that a lot of the times in fights, it starts punching and it ends up hugging. Right?
Yes, yes.
So that trapping range is going to be anywhere between the punching and the hugging. So, for example, let me just take this off.
Hi, Dr. Squirrely.
Dr. Squirrely.
Dr. Squirrely.
I'm going to have you
And
throw
Tamar.
just a really slow punching.
Okay.
Go ahead. So this is trapping, right? Like I'm grabbing it, and this is striking. This is grappling.
So it's basically trapping is to be able to grab and manipulate.
Grab and manipulate. Good,
Okay.
well put. Yeah, and I couldn't think of the words there, but it's grabbing, manipulating,
I'm a
getting on the
genius.
inside, right? You are actually. She's studying medical science right now, so
I'm reading a research article. I have to prepare for next year. I have a research that I have to do, and I have to actually have participants. Like I have to go collect data. It's not gonna be fun, but it's fine. It's all fine.
she's doing great.
Thank you.
So
We'll
trapping,
do this.
trapping, guys, is it's really essential to know. It's how you
Mhm.
get from this range to this range,
Right.
you know, and it's
with advantage.
exactly, and
Yeah.
we go into that a lot, and then it's
Mhm.
also takedown. So, for example, a good example of trapping would be just come over here. So, like trapping would be our shoulder lock that we work on a lot, right?
Right.
It's not grappling, but it's also not striking. It's
Mm.
kind of in between that range. And our system, you can sit down. Our system relies heavily on these shoulder locks of various kinds, right? We've got one that's more loosey goosey and one that's real tight, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of nuances that go into the way that we shoulder lock. But a lot of the system is based upon getting inside, shelling up, getting on away from what can hurt you the most, which is big punches, getting inside, delivering your inside strikes, and then going ahead and finishing it from there. And once you take them to the ground, we teach you how to finish it quickly and get away to safety.
Is that the third level?
Now, the third level is grappling.
Okay.
So, as we all know, everyone and their mother is studying jujitsu and wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Highly effective systems, one-on-one, man-to-man. There's literally nothing more effective than this.
It's very flashy too.
Well, there's a lot of sports stuff
There's
nowadays.
lots for the sports. It's like to see it. It's very.
And I'm glad you brought that up
moves.
because we take everything that I've learned again from winning world championships, from losing fights as well, and from just 5 years on the mat. I've taken what I know works and what I know will work for the street,
Right.
and then also things that I personally have been through because they say that all fights end on the ground. No, I've been in a lot. I've been in a few fights, right? And not a lot of them have ended on the ground. A few of them. Right? So, like that saying that Gracie coined was like 9 out of 10 fights end on the ground. No, but some do. So
Maybe
you need
they
to
did
be.
back then when the laws were a little different, but like you try to end that fight, you might go to prison. Why do you think it's different though?
Well,
Or
it's
it's
not.
not, or
It's
it's
not
never
the
been like
case
that?
that it's not always the case that both people go to the ground.
People walk away.
No, a
One
lot of
walks
the
away?
time you can knock someone out or throw them down to the ground and step
Just-
on them.
But then one walks away, right?
Right. But the what they meant by 9 out of 10 fights go to the ground is that both parties go to the ground.
Oh, that becomes a grappling thing.
Yeah, and they were
Okay.
trying to sell their system, right?
Right, of
So
course.
like
That
9 out of
makes
10
sense.
fights go. Well, maybe if you're a jujitsu guy, like yeah,
Right.
but No, it's not the case. But when it is the case, it's very serious.
Mm.
You know, in a combat situation or in a street situation, you'll
Mhm.
find that somebody probably will take out a knife or a razor blade or even just a set of keys
Yeah,
and
psh, I
fucking tear
just
your cheek,
fucking
right?
walking. They teach us that. They taught us that in like health ed, sex ed, whatever, when I was
Hmm.
in middle school. And you walk. It actually saved the woman's like this old lady. This She was my teacher. She was so nice. And this old, like when I'm talking old back then, when I was like, she was probably like 60, 70. Like no, she was probably in her 70s, but she was like frail. Like when I say old, I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about she's frail. She was very skinny, petite bone. She was such a frail lady. So, but she had taught us to put the keys in between her fingers while walking through the garage because some guy tried to rob her and she like punched him with the keys, fucked up his face. I guess she got him in the eye or
Damn,
something and
it's brutal.
let him fucking go. Yeah, babe, she was so tiny and skinny. Like when she was like 110 pounds,
Wow.
maybe,
Wow.
maybe. She's like 70 years old. Like she was so sweet and nice. Like, but just yeah, things like that. And
Yeah,
everyday
no, I mean, but
objects,
that's
you
on, you
know.
know, that's the way the ball bounces, right? Is
Yeah.
that, you know, you go down and just because you've been doing whatever, maybe you wrestled in high school, well, then
Mhm.
somebody could even the odds, right? They could pull
Yeah.
out a knife, they could whatever, or they could just get the better of you. Maybe they're bigger than you,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
anyway, there's what works and what doesn't. A lot of this like flashy over the head, kicky feet, legs,
Mhm.
inverted triangle stuff, like
Yeah.
for the mat when there's no one striking you or
Right.
like no one's like gonna come up behind you and kick you in the head. Like,
Right.
sure, competition, right? But you
Yeah.
have to separate what's competition versus like, how do I go down on the ground, hurt him bad enough, and stand back up and leave
Yeah.
before the cops get there,
Yeah.
right? Or like
Or how
whatever.
do I take him to the ground and not hurt myself while I do it?
Right, exactly.
Because
And
falling on concrete is like, because that was one of the major things when I would go with you to classes, like teaching us how to fall properly.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, I mean, and more so how not to be taken down. Because
Yeah.
a lot of what I learned and a lot of like, I'm not a huge takedown guy. I will take someone
Mhm.
down and I can, but it's like not my thing because I wasn't a wrestler,
Right. Right.
right? And like what
Mhm.
I found is like just strictly doing takedowns and no striking. You
Mm.
really have to be good at shooting in and grabbing a high crotch or a
Mm.
single leg or a double leg, and you got to be like quick and nimble, right?
Mm.
So like a lot of times, or you got to know have done judo for many years,
Yeah.
where you do the wah.
Yeah.
But if you're just not built as a takedown
Person.
artist,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
then you're better off.
Not going to the ground.
Well, no, but
Oh.
you're better off just trying to work your way and get and fucking hit him a lot,
Yeah.
right? You're either a striker or you're a takedown guy,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. Wait, guardians, don't do that with the keys. I can't put my keys in between my hands and use that. So I'll break my hand.
yeah, absolutely.
But
It's an old urban myth. I mean, you can use it, you can make it work, right? Do I have a set of keys right here? Can you get one?
oh,
There's
you do.
there's
Yeah,
keys
mine.
that you can there's keys you can do that with, and then like some keys it's just stupid to do with. But
Like
here, just don't show my keys yet.
yeah, but if
Yeah,
I
so
like punch.
right. So like let's say we use this, right? And we strike in someone with this. Like this is a
Yeah.
good example of a key. You could
That's what
probably
they
do it
tell
with.
us.
You could jab and stuff like that.
Right.
But then you got like house keys, right?
Oh no, that'll hurt me.
That could potentially hurt you, right?
Well, that might go back into me by accident, like
Yeah.
hold the way that the back is, like it's just
Right.
metal. But I guess that's a good point. I never realized that about certain keys. You could make it work
Certain keys
if
you can
it's
make it
thick
work
with
for
the
sure,
padding
yeah.
like that one's.
But then
good.
also you got to look here. Wait, what's exposed here? Like your two big knuckles here. So like maybe it misses and you right. And these are easy to hurt.
Damn it! And I don't want to bend my key. All right,
That
guys.
too. And then when you go to escape at the end, your key won't go
I
in.
know.
Right?
Oh my God!
Yeah, actually, you're better off just
Yeah.
picking up one of our stuff, right?
Bam!
And getting him in the
Slap.
ear, knee striking him,
Yeah.
throwing him down with one of our patented shoulder locks,
Yeah.
stepping on his head,
Yeah.
and leaving. And he won't do that to anybody ever again.
Yeah, let's hope so.
So the grappling aspect, and I'll finish
Mm.
talking about our grappling portion, and then we'll kind of move on. So the grappling is really important because I really want to teach people like, yeah, we teach you how to take someone down with a shoulder lock, but if they grab your ankle or something happens or you slip or whatever, there's a lot of shit they can go south. So I don't want to waste your time teaching you how to do like some flashy like ghost ballerina escape from cross side control where you gotta like, yeah, does it work? Yeah, absolutely. Does it work when you're getting hit? Like it can because they use it in MMA, right? But
will I
will it?
remember it?
No.
No.
I guarantee you,
I
you
will
won't.
not remember
If you watch it in a DVD and you never train it, no, you will not.
Even if you train, you have to train a lot for muscle
Yeah.
memory. Anything new, like it takes so much time.
And then also, like I've trained that particular escape, Ghost Ballerina, like probably thousands of times. And if the guy's too heavy, it doesn't work because I can't get enough distance and space in between us to make it work.
Okay.
If the guy weighs 300 or even like fucking like 200 and something pounds, I'm not going to get it to work, right? Or if his cross side control's too tight on me, I can't make it work. Again, same thing with like you'll see the classic escape from a full mount position is like the Upa bridge and roll, right? With the bridge and roll. You bump your hips up, you step your foot on his foot, you trap one of his arms and you roll him over. Looks brilliant in drilling. It looks amazing. It feels amazing when you drill it. You're like, oh, no problem. If someone gets full mount on me, no problem. But what you'll come to find is when you attempt to do that, like what if their base is so good when they've got you that you can't Upa bridge and roll them, right? You can't bridge. What if you bridge them and they just post? There's so many variables there. And what if you're actively getting hit in the fucking face?
Right.
And you have to be shelling up. And you can't go ahead and trap a limb and remember to step. Which foot do I step? Do I step this? Or is it opposite side or same side?
Right.
You're gonna get knocked out before you figure it out.
Yeah, because even you like trying to attempt to do it, trying to figure out his footing, like get his foot to hold it there.
Exactly.
So, like it's just like
and a lot of times he'll move his foot or
because nobody stays still. It's a fidgety. It's a
right. And then it doesn't take long for someone to pound your head against the concrete. Remember this, guys, that if you're getting boom, boom, boom against the concrete, it's not necessarily this that's going to get you. It's this combined with your head slamming back into a hard surface, right? It's that double concussion that really gets you. So, I mean, anyway, it really is important that we learn how to go ahead and mitigate these things. And that's exactly what I show you in ground survival. It's not how to dominate on the ground. It's how to fucking survive. It's how do I deal with I'm on the bottom. I'm getting punched. What do I do now? I show you exactly what to do. I know it works because I've used it. I know it works because people in the cage use the same techniques. And this is what's taught not only in MMA, but also this is what's taught to serious elite units throughout the world. And we know what works and we show you what works. So that's it. And that's why we do it in those 3 levels, because I want you to know how to fight standing up before you go ahead and fight on the ground. All right.
I was trying to figure out what slapjack was because, all right, where is it? Damn it, I can't find it. Oh, he would never advocate this because it's illegal, but a slapjack works like magic.
Yeah. So a slapjack, type in
blackjack. There's a game.
Yeah, that's a slapjack.
Oh. Yo, why did they advertise that there was a fucking game?
I'm sure there is a game called Slapjack.
How to play Slapjack.
Oh, I've seen that game. That's like old school. That's like 1950s.
Really? Oh, simple deck game. Oh, I like this. Ooh, yes.
Yeah, don't carry one of those though, you know?
I'm not allowed
to. But Fairburn was big on the no, you're not. It was the same concept of having like a sock and a lock. Or a lock and a sock, right?
Can it be a little smaller and I just say it's a keychain?
It depends on what state you're in, honestly.
Because honestly, I thought this was a keychain. At first, when I saw it like this looks like a keychain to me. If you just have a ring to it,
show them that.
It looks like a keychain.
It's cool.
I'm
carry it if you want. No one's gonna give you shit for it, but
I hope not. I always say like, oh, I hope a jury of my peers doesn't convict me if I ever had to defend myself.
If you look like the type of person that they want to search, they'll search you. If you don't, then they probably won't, right? Unless you like are doing something stupid. So
I guess it is up to their discretion.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's basically it, because I mean that's really what we're doing here is we're talking more about modern gutter fighting. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I just want to welcome everybody in because I know we've got a couple of guys in here. Why don't you go through and
Hi, Complex
some
Blackness.
shout outs? And Ed Lee, Angelo,
where are you
Guardius.
From? Complex. I have not seen you.
Oh, he's been a long time guy.
Really?
He's a martial arts guy himself.
Ah, he sounds like a martial arts person. That's why I was like, you look like you know what you're talking about.
He does.
Oh, earlier Ed wanted to know if your system will have like different belt, like how there's different colors for like levels. No, Ed.
Good question, but no, we're not. The only thing that we're going to be doing is if you want to get certified in the whole system, we will do that for you. if this is going to be available on our website.
Mhm.
Not there yet, but we are going to. So what we have right now is everything from footwork striking to trapping to ground survival.
Mm.
If you want to get certified in everything, we're going to make that an option. We're going to also put in offensive weapons, defensive use of weapons, as well as a few other things, right? Defensive psychology, things like this. So that eventually, if anybody really wants to be fully certified in modern gutter fighting, but we've got a test for that. We've got to literally, in between every chapter, there's going to be a multiple choice test. And then at the end, you've got to do a Zoom meeting with me, and we will certify you if we feel that the random techniques and questions that we ask you to demonstrate proficiency in, if we feel the requirement is met, then we will go ahead and give you a certification in our system.
Yeah.
But we're not trying to get like money from you guys, right?
To have all these, but you don't need.
I could easily give you like some stupid color of a belt, or like I could do like
do 24
chevrons
colors.
on the collar, or some military shit that's like, oh, go ahead and like I'll
collect
give
them
you,
all, do
yeah,
it all.
yeah, but,
like it's not
no,
necessary.
I just want
That's
you to
not
learn.
what you need.
I want you to learn the system.
You don't need that. Oh, Apocalypse says use the key thing before. Yes, it's pretty good. But gosh, he busted a dude's teeth out through his lips. Apocalypse, gotta be careful, man. LA serious out there. It really like makes me nervous.
Who said that? Apocalypse?
Yeah. A lot of tie sweeps. Ed says a lot of tie sweeps and takedowns are similar to judo ones,
Yeah.
right? Minus the gi.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it makes
somewhat.
sense.
But a lot of those tie sweeps, I really love them because they're very simple.
Oh yeah, simplicity works. Keep it simple, stupid.
Whereas Bill Wolf always told me, keep it simple and savage.
Interesting.
This is pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I got this from the Asian market. Here you go. Wait. That was the one I ate.
Oh yeah, don't give me.
Even though you gave me the fucking cold,
that
like,
doesn't
you're probably
matter. We
immune
could
to
be
it,
back
but
and forth. That's not true.
yeah, I don't want to do that.
Oh.
Don't get crumbs everywhere. Anyway, I'll talk for a minute because she's got her mouth full. Surprise. Nothing new about that. It's very good, actually.
Fun.
I want to take a
I
look
did get crumbs though.
at who is in here. That's a member.
Mm-hmm.
So, Richie the Wolf.
McRolin.
All right,
They
guys.
just signed up tonight, I think.
So, when Ed was in a boarding school, people used to put master locks and socks and beat people over the head with them. Well, that's messed up, man. That's
you're in a fucking rough neighborhood.
That's deadly assault right there, man.
That's some ghetto shit.
When I remember one night in the Bronx, I got jumped by probably about 12 dudes. They came out in threes. And yeah, and they were using police baton, and they fucking cracked me over the head a bunch of times with that. So I ended up getting staples. And
you see why I worry about him?
What's that?
I didn't know about. I said, you see what I said to them? See why I worry about him?
I'm an idiot. I thought I could fight all 12 guys, and actually, I didn't do poorly. But there's 12, so
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
You know, it's funny.
What?
I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but when that incident happened, they were trying to get me down to the ground so they could stop me. And I literally heard my old teacher's voice in my head, Garnett.
Well, it was a city guy, right?
Who taught me, DAS. He would always tell me, he would throw me to the ground and be like, get up. Don't go to the ground, brother. Don't go to the ground. These city guys have no mercy. Don't go to the ground, right?
That's what Guardius said when he was a sheriff. He's like, going to the ground's a death sentence.
Yeah. So it's weird, you know, they would, I would fucking just kept getting like knocked to the ground, and I'd roll out and stand back up.
Yeah.
And I'd knock me down again, and I'd roll out and stand back up. And I literally, as soon as I hit the ground, I like saw him, and he was like, get back up. Don't go to the ground, brother. Weird. Like the way that mind works like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I don't know why you didn't just get up and run, but you know,
they were surrounding me in a circle. There was nowhere to run.
Oh.
My buddy ran.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, he left you. All right.
I don't blame him.
mean,
I don't blame
yeah,
him.
I mean, it's 12 guys. It's also the Bronx.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not the best place.
Damn, this thing's pretty good, isn't it?
It was good. It was
Yeah.
nice, light,
Light.
flaky, light. Yeah, not too sweet. DJS, did you get the download of the knife videos for the
I
certification?
got that, DJ. Thank you, man. I'm backed up on my emails, just so you guys know. We'll get to that in a second, but I've had a couple of like emails from different guys who were like, "What the fuck? You're not getting back to me, guys." I got a lot of emails in the GFS inbox right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's his emails. That's not the ones that I go through either.
Yeah, and that's just me. And
that's
like between everything that's been going on, I'm just backed up.
Yeah. Dr. Squirrely asked, have I ever been asked if I were Japanese descent before? I've been asked a lot of questions, not so much Japanese, but not a lot of people know my ethnicity.
People never guess.
They never guess on the East Coast.
No.
Fucking go down south or go out west. People know they're like, you're Vietnamese. It's obvious. I was like, oh my God, you know.
I could see Japanese sometimes because when you have
somebody else said that to me too. There was a girl in my hair salon. She's half Japanese and half Canadian, and oh my God, guys, when I say she was
just half Canadian,
yes,
she's probably beautiful.
She was.
Oh,
She's an actress. That's how beautiful she is because she's got this Asian look, but also some Caucasian. I know, that beautiful mix. Because she's also 5'10", too. Like my type, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. But she thought I was Japanese too, and she said because of my skin, because how light I was. I was like, what the fuck? Why does nobody know that? I mean, I can get dark, but nobody ever guesses that I'm Vietnamese. But I do get a lot more guesses that I'm Korean. They see more Korean in me for whatever reason. So, but it's interesting. Thank you for your question, Dr. Squirrely. Oops, did I delete something? No. Okay. Sometimes I'm not used to his computer and I click things by accident. Complex blackness. A lot of the robberies in LA, Beverly Hills, that's been on the news, the victims, 99% of them weren't paying attention, no situational awareness. Yes, absolutely. Yo, all the time. People always have. So, we're in the city, and this happens a lot, actually, when we go out together. I don't really go out at night. If I do, it's not far. It's like right down the street, so it's okay. But I find when we go out together for dinner and we're in the city, they look. They look to see if we're watching. Just people about people getting robbed and attacked. Complex blackness was saying that in LA it's like due to not being situationally aware.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it is because remember, like a bunch of times when we're in the city, we're walking together, we like look around. I check my back, and guess what? We'll find somebody trying to follow us.
Well, remember the other night we were on St. Mark's.
Yeah, that shady place. I was like, oh my God, babe, please don't take me back here.
Tried to come up behind us, but
we both because he looked.
They disappeared.
Yeah, they disappeared. I made eye contact with them too, not to let them know it's not just you, but I will fucking kick your ass too.
In the city, a lot of times you'll find that. Again, like LA, they're opportunists, and they know that there's a lot of people, and I don't want to be disparaging to my people, but a lot of white people.
What are they gonna do?
A lot of white people don't have situational awareness these days because they're like yuppies, they're younger, they're professionals. They don't think about.
They've never had shit happen to them. They've never had privilege, right? And they'll just call the police, but they don't understand the city. Like, girl, you're on your own. Like, it's not.
And they wait for those, easy targets, soft targets.
Absolutely.
And that's why we harp so much here on Go to Fighting Super. About be a hard target.
Yeah.
And you'll avoid like 90% of anything. 100%. Right? So
and it's really creepy. We've been out before too, and out in public. We're at some museum thing, and this guy he walked past me. I walked past him, and Will is over here, and this guy fucking turns around, and Will just stares at him, and then he fucked off. But it was scary for me because I saw him out of the corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, that he turned around. This man's about to follow me right now, but luckily he was there. But it's just a little scary as a woman, especially in the city. There's a lot of mental illness, so it's
And
like
DJ, yeah, I'd say if you're a criminal, go to Greenwich Village for sure.
Yeah. Wombats, you don't need to outrun the bear, only your buddy.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No. Hi, Wombat. I've not seen Wombat.
Wombat, what's
before
up, man?
either. Hi. You see why I run in heel? I tested out in heels.
Yeah,
stuff.
she does. She runs
I
over
was
heels.
telling him, I was like, babe, I was like, I do that. I know it's crazy, but ever since all these attacks, like it just really makes me nervous. Like shootings that are happening randomly, fights, or even what happened at the Vegas Strip. These things can happen. And I need to be able to run at least to safety, then take off my shoes so I don't break an ankle, and then bolt.
We're seriously considering doing a basic medical course on GFS. Like on the website. So I'm on my fire department's active shooter response team. So we'd be going in with the cops if anything were to happen. Lord forbid, I hope this never happens. But we went through the training for that. We continue to train on, all of that stuff. So I'm seriously debating putting I want to see it something together. I just have to check the legalities of me actually like teaching this stuff.
Right.
With like, I don't know, probably one of my buddies who's an attorney or something.
Yeah.
But if that's something you guys have any interest in like a stop the bleed type course,
we should do a
for
survey
active shooter, because I really wish more people were kind of up to speed with this stuff. So that
just in case,
Lord forbid something like Vegas does happen. I have a friend who literally didn't know how to do this stuff, but was tying belts around people's arms that night. So
that's sad.
Yeah,
that's really sad. So sometimes you do want to make eye contact. Oh yeah, I do, Edley. I like to do
time
that.
and place.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that okay? Okay. I'll ask you.
Let's just point to it.
It's this one. Because it has that.
I don't understand what's wrong.
Oh. I mean, that's easily searchable, but I was just wondering.
No.
Oh, girl. Okay. Never mind. I read that wrong.
Yeah,
I read it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Remember the knockout game? That knockout game sometimes still exists.
It's still around.
It's still around. It was just more known.
You got to be situationally aware, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's even hard though, babe. It's a knockout game. This guy, but again, body demeanor, being able to read body language.
Look, so we say something
like,
on Gutter Fighting Secrets all the time. We got something that we always try to harp on is that you can do so much with situational awareness, and there is no defense against an all-out assassination. Right. So like
attack.
We can teach you how to walk on the inside of the street on the opposite lane of the incoming traffic to make it more difficult for people to pull up in a van and throw you in. We can teach you how to be a little bit more situationally aware about OODA loop and use Cooper's colors codes and all of that stuff, right? We can teach you that stuff. But
oh my gosh, the color code. Is that the ratings of different red, orange?
Yeah, you learned that.
I remember BSR.
Right. Yeah. So we can harp on that stuff. And the fact of it is, if somebody wants to get you, they're going to get you. The only way that you avoid that happening is stay home or hire a bodyguard, right? DJ is available. But that's if you really have that much concern, then you're going to need extra eyes or whatever, right? But if there is no defense against an all-out assassination, there is only so much you can do. But what you can do is increase your odds of survivability. So, there are going to just frankly be times where you go in the white. There are going to be times where you just aren't paying attention. Even for trained case officers overseas who've been through a lot of this stuff, there's going to be times you're just fucking not paying attention.
You cannot be hyper vigilant all the time. It's actually really bad for you. Yeah. It's bad for your brain.
There's going to be a time where you get that text that's like you've been waiting for and you want to see it. And then that's when you get cracked in the head, right? There's nothing you can do about that.
Right. Or your wife or girlfriend calls you, whatever.
Right. Except for, let me remember where I am. I'm in downtown New York.
Let me take a look at this
later. A bad neighborhood. Let me put my back up against the wall before I check this. That will increase your level of survivability.
Let me go into a restaurant or whatever, to go.
We can even teach you how to
Sponsors.
run an SDR, surveillance detection and route, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've spent a long time surveilling and tracking people.
Mhm.
I've also spent a long time training with units from around the world, frankly, about how to not be tracked.
Right. Counter surveillance.
But if someone really wants to fucking track you, there's going to be times you're not like on it,
Yeah.
and they're going to be more determined than you are, and they're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's why there's so many stalkers out there. They're determined to find
determined.
you.
I have stalkers,
Yes, he
and
does. That's why we're all about OPSEC.
that's why I carry a Glock.
Tamar, wait for the punch, mess up that someone used Tamar. Where was this that somebody used their dog as a weapon to rob somebody a few days ago? And that's fucked up.
Interesting.
That's very smart, but like
No, it is. It's smart.
Very smart. But also terrible.
Do you
'cause
have
that
any
dog.
advice on self-defense against dogs? Yeah. I actually went through some of that. Sand in the eyes, dirt in the eyes of the animal can
Just
help.
the eyes
Can
in
help go for
general,
the eyes.
with
The
any animal
snout,
attack.
yeah. And then
Sensitive spots.
feed them something besides yourself. So
Yeah.
take off your hoodie if you have one.
Yeah. Put something else in their mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't pull, because if you pull away from the
Yeah,
fight, it
you
digs
actually
it
want to
in
do the opposite. You want to
and
jam
push it
into
in.
them.
Because if you push it in and you choke, they can't breathe.
Well, it can also injure their jaw.
Their jaw as
And they
well,
go. What happens is their gag reflex kicks in.
Yes.
And that's
they
when you
release.
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
basics.
Yeah.
And stab it if you can.
Yeah.
Or shoot it.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad about dogs.
She loves dogs more than anything.
I really do.
You want to kidnap her? Just pull up with like a van full of puppies and candy. And
No, I don't take the candy from strangers. I don't
the
take food.
puppies.
Just the fucking puppies, though. I get so it doesn't even have to be a puppy. You could just have a dog.
I've spoken with her multiple times about this. Like, don't
What?
like be careful while you're petting a stranger's dog. Like that you're not robbed or something. But
Please,
she
the
gets
only
so
thing
hyper.
that people do, I do get really hyper. And I also, though, like, I look at the owner. I ask them, I kind of get a feel for them. The only thing that they do is, like, a lot of men just like to look down my shirt. Is like, while I'm down there on the ground, petting, like, their dog. Like,
Guardius, I like
as much as
Guardius'
it
comment.
does. What do you say?
Let's see.
I'm in white.
I'm in white right now. 2 glasses of red wine surrounded by my dogs, a shotgun within 2 feet. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Nice.
2 glasses of red wine.
You know,
are celebrating
someone
Guardius.
once said, this was actually on a documentary, I forget the guy's last name, Rick something or other, ninjutsu guy.
Yeah.
And I don't get too big into ninjutsu guys because they're just like kind of out there. But he said, you know, if you want to be the toughest guy on the block, get yourself a pit bull and a shotgun, right? Or a couple of pit bulls and a shotgun. You're the fucking toughest guy on the block. But you can't always have your pit bulls and your shotguns with you. This is no dig on you, Guardius. Was that Guardius or Apocalypse?
It was Guardius.
Because Guardius is actually a tough motherfucker. I know Guardius. But that's just advice for everybody. Like, because I got a lot of guys talking to me saying, you know, well, I've got my CCW, I'm really not concerned. Or I carry a pocket knife on top of that. But there are times, like, if you ever have to travel,
you can't carry that on a plane.
You don't
all right? You can't
you.
do that.
You know, there's just times where, or something goes wrong, like you're out of ammo, or whatever, something happens with it.
What if you lose it? What if it gets
Catastrophic
confiscated?
Yeah,
whatever.
You know, you have to go to jail, and then you can't carry a Glock anymore. Whatever.
Right. Whatever the case may be.
Learning how to fight with your hands is essential.
Yeah. Well,
not to mention the fact that, you know, in some states, you can beat someone half to death, and then if you shoot them, you're in the wrong pretty much no matter what you do. So.
Yeah, that's why commando combats.
Commando corps combatives is the way to go,
important. Honestly. Dogs learn. Oh, puppies are cat. Yes, DJ. Don't forget to add donkeys in there.
She loves donkeys.
I really admire like donkeys for whatever reason, but cows. Oh my gosh,
she loves cows. She calls them big dogs.
They are big dogs. I pet a cow once, and it was at a petting zoo thing. I was the only adult in there. I was literally the only adult in the fucking pen, which is fine. There was children there, and it was fun, but it was such a nice experience.
Edley, I'm definitely going to see you in Apocalypse at the seminar at Cali this year. Remember when we pulled up to that police horse and the cops were shoving donuts in their mouth.
Yeah.
And they put them away because
New York, because I was like, so we get out. And I'm like, babe, it's like, look at these cops. I was like, they're fucking eating donuts.
And they heard her, and they like stuffed them all into their back seat.
I wasn't that loud, but they knew that I was like making all excited, making fun of them. Because I was like, oh my God, it's true. The stereotype is true. So they start putting away the donuts. But they were so nice because like I was like, can I pet the horse? And he was like, okay, we're not really supposed to let you do that, but all right. And he let me pet the horse, and it was so nice to me, and it remembered me.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
so sweet.
DJ. Well, I've got a fluent German guy right now. I'm gonna find that. There's a building around us.
Oh, that picture. Yeah,
it's the American
Deutsch
Schützen something Society, which I'm pretty sure Schützen means like self-defense, but I want to show you that picture and get your take on what that means.
Well, learn how to say wrong behavior in German. K9 units hate that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm really surprised that they.
All right.
So
I don't know if you can see this, DJ.
You have to email that to him because how can you read it backwards?
All right, I'll read. That's true. So Deutsch Amerikanische Schützen Gesellschaft.
If you could guess.
You know what I'll do? I'll write it down in the chat.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Can you write that down in the chat?
I love how he says, "I'll write this down in the chat," and then he hands it to me and says, "Can you write it down?"
Than me.
That's what he says for everything. He tells me, "You're
better at everything than me."
Listen, my ex used to tell me that too. My first name would be like, "No, you're better at doing the dishes than I am." Like,
it's true though. I mean, woman's touch.
It's because I'm a feminine woman.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so it says DEUTSC.
Double odd for home defense. I mean, that's what I use, man. Double odd. Depends, I think, where you live, though. Are you in a house or an apartment, right?
Where is a double lock?
Buckshot, double O buckshot.
Oh, buckshot!
Yeah. They're a little bigger.
There's a double buckshot?
Yeah, double O.
I guess this one's a separate word. Schützen.
Yeah, I'm glad you got DJ here. I've been wondering what the fuck that means.
Gesellschaft. All right.
Yeah, DJ, there it is, man. Tell us what that means.
It's the old German-American society building, basically from Ellis Island times when large groups of immigrants wanted to spawn social clubs to affiliate and hold events for their respective community. That's cool. Right. That's like a lot of Asian Americans now. They have like these society clubs and stuff. That's
do they?
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, I always admire that when a culture like retains their, like I like that they become American, but they retain their culture.
Right.
I don't like when you come and you're like, well, let me just live in Spanish and just demand everyone else speak fucking Spanish. Korean, like, I don't like that. Or Korean, right? Or whatever.
You go to like these areas of Koreatown, like, and or Chinatown, like, and it's just there's no English stuff sometimes.
Generally speaking, in the Asian community, they will speak some English. You do run into that. Where it's like, you've been here how long and you still speak only Mandarin? Like,
well, they only need it. It's like the thing is, like, it's
they
like
don't leave their little community.
They don't leave their community, or like the grandmas. You know, everybody goes out to work and the kids and whatever. And then grandma's just home cooking and cleaning, or like trying to get cans for recycling to get some money. Contribute.
And Cassie, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. This world ain't getting any safer.
All the wolves are out tonight.
The wolves are out.
Oh my goodness.
So even, like you're saying, even the places that are like known to be safe.
God, I know they're not safe.
Now they're getting unsafe.
That's right. Some of them.
And criminals are getting fucking brazen these days. You see video after video of these guys running around on the streets.
Of course they're
with
getting
ARs and small unit tactics.
Of course they're getting
You can tell by the way these guys move, they've had training. Right?
Probably from all the money that they make. Like, you just pay for all this training.
Or they're, veterans or something like that.
Maybe.
Tough times, right? Tough men resort to tough things during tough times. So But anyway, it's criminals are getting fucking brazen. You can see them; they're carrying fucking sidearms and ARs.
But those are like the very organized ones. They've been brazen. Criminals have been brazen for like years now. They
Yeah.
literally break into cars during the middle of the day, just grab your shit out of it and drive off. Like there is no.
There's a difference
There's
though
no
between
punishment.
that, like some crackhead busting in your
Yes.
window and grabbing your shit, and like organized criminals
Oh, that's
operating in
scary.
daylight, broad daylight, going in, 2x2 with paramilitary tactics because they know that cops aren't coming. Or cops are going to be very slow in their response time because there's not enough cops.
I would really hope men who have that knowledge and power will use it for good.
Most of us don't.
What's a good guy?
do
It's
that,
like,
but
right.
some do, and you have to be. This is the thing I always try to tell people is, like, you have to be expecting that the guy you run into is not the guy who doesn't know how to fight. Because they don't start shit generally. They're afraid, right? The guy that you run into that's going to cause problems has been there. He's done it. He's kicked some ass. And you have to expect never underestimate your opponent. That's something I've learned so many times the hard way. Always in your head tell yourself that he's had 10 years of hand-to-hand combat and was a commando.
Right.
And you'll always fight him with a ferocity that you need to.
It's a good.
But don't scare yourself too much either.
Yeah, because then you'll be too intimidated to fight.
Can you stop people stealing your fuel by putting a steel plate under your tank? So in my old truck, I had a lock-in gas cap. I would recommend that these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can buy them on eBay, I'm sure Amazon, whatever you like. But just type in lock-in gas cap. Don't lose the key.
That's very important.
Don't lose the key.
But it's been seen. I saw a video actually. It was from California, and this guy was I showed it to you. This guy was brazen enough to try to siphon out gas from this guy's fucking tank. He didn't know the guy was in the car. He was just leaning back and just resting his eyes. And they saw this guy near his truck. He's like, "What's he doing?" Blah blah blah. So he leans his seat back more to be incognito, and then confronts him about it.
How many of these break-in artists have Overwatch? More than you'd think, Artius. Criminals are smart, man. They know.
Yeah. Ooh, Apocalypse got the locking caps. Very good.
Yes, that's the way to go.
Yeah, but they are
especially in LA with $7 a fucking gallon. Let's go, Brandon.
It's like gold.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Breon Priest. Oh, hello, Breon.
Breon, what's up, man? Welcome in here.
Thanks good adrenaline scenario course. Are you suggesting that?
Yeah, are you suggesting
Is that what
saying
you
that
would
we
like?
have a good one?
I don't think you have an adrenaline course.
I don't have a pure adrenaline course. Everything that I teach is operating under the premise that you're
of adrenaline,
really fearful. Yeah,
right, and how to react because it is different. It's very different. At least you don't have to pay for damages if it's just siphoned from your cap. That's true. I'd be so pissed if I went back to my car and it was the windows were smashed. Yeah. I would just open the doors too. I would just fucking leave the windows open and be like, "There's nothing in it."
We haven't scheduled the seminar yet. What we actually are going to be asking you, Apocalypse, and Edley, is to kind of put the word out. We'll probably email you guys some flyers and stuff to just throw around.
Yeah.
We're gonna
to get the word out there.
And I'm gonna be reaching out to some of my fellow self-defense guys on Instagram and YouTube, and we're gonna try to make to make it work.
It's just really hard because it takes a lot of information to get everything together, and is it worth it? Because then he has to put out so much in order to make everything work. But that's why we appreciate a lot of money up front. That's why we appreciate your support, guys, because you guys are able to make it happen with the support.
What may not be evident, wasn't evident to me when I got into the business, is that self-defense and martial arts and even tactical shooting stuff, guys, this is a fucking tough business. You don't make a lot of money doing it.
There's no money to be made here.
And even the guys who have 10 years in CAG and then work for the CIA doing their OGA stuff, even those guys, it's hard for them to make money.
Right.
It's tough. And then especially these days with all the censorship regarding violence and stuff on Instagram, and they'll shadow ban you and YouTube.
It's because of how you look. That's
whatever. Not just me, all of my guys who I talk to all the top guys in the business.
Yeah, but I feel women get a pass.
a lot of women do like
even the
sports
tactical
jujitsu
things,
stuff.
or
There's
like
not a lot
the
of women
even
that do this.
tactical,
Not a
even
lot of
like
women
shooting.
Not a lot of women that do that. There's just not.
They
There's not
don't
a lot of women that
teach
do
it, but they certainly shoot and they show it.
Oh, well, that's
Well,
different
like,
though.
right, but they also talk about training, this and that. But there's a girl that I follow. She does all these like competitive shooting stuff, but she's also a bodybuilder.
It's
They
cool.
never censor her
Yeah, I
ever.
mean,
But
you
she's
know.
also Hispanic as well.
Well, they all, yeah. Well,
and
also
like a female.
the
and,
fact
like,
that there's algorithms, right? So like
Yeah.
the more likes you get, like the higher your ranking is. It's a
Right.
lot to it, but
right.
it's
Well, it's easier
My-
when women are just like in their skirt.
Look,
Like
everything's easier when you're a woman these days. right?
Sometimes.
Maybe before that wasn't the case, right? But these days,
No,
if you're a
but
woman, you get not all the time, but sometimes you get things handed to you on a silver platter, especially if you're attractive, right? Like you're
pretty privilege. Thank you. Like there is such a thing as
Well, there
pretty
definitely is, yeah.
privilege.
But like, what am I gonna do? Bitch about that? I don't care. I'm glad you guys. I'm glad for you guys.
Yeah. Yay.
But yeah, no. The thing is that it's super tough to make it in the tactical industry, and it's
Yeah.
competitive, and you're working against a lot of people who will like stab you in the back, and people report my
Yeah.
stuff because they don't want me getting more traction than them, which is such a bitch move. But like,
It's so stupid because you're
yeah.
only hurting yourself. Like,
I reach out to people
obviously-
and I'm like, listen, I gotta like, why don't I share one of your videos? I'll credit you fully, and then
right.
we can work together. And then it's like next thing I know, copyright strike. Like, okay, and then you act like you never read the email, even though I know you did. Like it's
Or like the fact that you always get copyright strikes against yourself.
against myself. Yeah, there's
it's
videos of
it's
me.
him. It's like it's me.
And they're like copyright material. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure no one's copyrighted me, dude. But
Yeah, but okay, that's me. That's funny. Yeah, Richie, the Wolf algorithm on here is very unfair. It's just the algorithm on any major platform, to be honest. It's really strange. I don't know what their rhyme or reason is. And honestly, I feel like those companies should display that so we can see as the consumer what they're out like what they're sent what their logic is, so maybe when I see like a million different perfect girls that I'm just not like, oh my god, why am I not like them? And then when I go out in the real world, I'm like, oh, not everybody's a supermodel. This is weird. So I just think it would help. Let's
Guardius
see.
is a self-made man. That's why I admire you, man.
That's good.
It's tough. You can never have your finger in just one pie, right?
No.
You can't. You have to do many things to make your way.
Yeah. Well, you have to be successful nowadays. Back then it was important, but it's critical now to have multiple sources of income. Cassie the Wolf. Gosh, all the wolves are here. Nothing wrong with teaching people how to defend themselves, especially in places where firearms are strictly prohibited. Right. That's why we talk about combative.
And that's why, why we focus so much on the hand-to-hand combat, is because the places where you need to carry, you can carry in the States.
Yeah,
right?
like it's fine.
The places where you need to carry in the States, and you can't
carry there.
Right.
Like,
so like
it's like you can't. You'll be facing a
New
very
York City,
serious prison.
Chicago, like these rough cities, you can't carry there, right?
You can't do that unless
you
you're
carry in
Philly. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a PA. But no,
Yeah.
all the real places you need to carry, the Democrats,
Mhm.
they don't let you. So
Yeah.
then you go out to Midwest where there's nobody there. Okay, carry. Yeah, I know.
Always around. Oh my god.
Since it became legal out here, we can't escape the fucking smell of weed, which we don't care about. But like,
I don't care if you smoke. It's not
I don't wanna
like
smell
it's
it
not
on the
my
street, though.
business. But it's also I just don't want to smell it all the time. Like I just like that's why I just didn't care for St. Mark's. It was just really like it was not my scene. I didn't like it. That says lots of egos in martial arts. Yeah, for sure.
My kung fu is better than your kung fu. A lot of that.
God, tell you
A lot of
more.
that.
Oh, I don't think so. We'll see.
No,
Put it to the
he's
test.
saying that's how the martial arts world goes.
Oh,
Like a lot of instructors will say like, oh, like my system is better than your system. Try to talk shit about your system and pick it apart so that they can sound superior. A lot of bullshit out there. And whenever you deal with a lot of personalities, like A-type personalities, you're gonna have that.
Oh my gosh, they're A types. Ugh, I'm a type B personality. I'm so type B. I used to be type B. I used to be type A, And then the pandemic happened, and my type A personality was like literally killing me. So I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out. I don't got a plan. I'll wake up the next day, I'll figure it out. It's all good. And it's actually better. I like it better. I'm not as stressed. Steven Stocks. Interesting name. Um, when ordering your merchandise, does it come in DVD format?
We can do that for you. We don't offer it on the website except for the DVDs. We have
Wow.
the original Gutter Fighting Combatives DVD, and I yelled at them so much when they repackaged these for me. They didn't. The woman, again, she was Chinese. She didn't put the picture on the label, so this is how they come. But
Yeah.
there's supposed to be a nice like Gutter Fighting logo on there. Anyway, that's the only one we advertise on DVD.
Right.
If you want the physical copy of like Commando Core Combatives or Gutter Striking or Grappling,
Send them a message. Send them an email.
send me an email at gutterfightingsecrets@gmail.com. Gutterfightingsecrets@gmail.com.
We can figure
We
something out.
can do it. We just don't like to because sometimes I need to go away for like months on end and I don't have access to my stuff. So,
Yeah. So it's just if there's a special request, we could make it work.
and then I have to
you
like
know.
ship it, and I can do it, but I don't advertise it.
Right. It's possible.
And I'll have to charge you for shipping.
Yes. Seats of open carry. Might go back to a legit boxing gym. I've got so much work now. Oh, it's good to have work.
It's good to have work these days, man.
Yeah. Limited edition out now on Blu-ray at your Target where DVDs are sold years ago. Oh, we got our new advertisement.
Got our new head of advertising.
Yeah. Good. Take over my job, please.
She wears many hats here at the company.
I wear many hats in life.
Look, guys, let me tell you something. All right, let me give a shout out to DJ and Jen real quick because these guys work like tirelessly for not enough reward.
Well, I get a lot of reward.
Well,
I'm his girlfriend. So
yeah,
like,
that's different.
That's my reward, basically, is like
DJ works very, very hard for us. Okay, and
seriously,
I wish I could, DJ. I wish I could pay you more. Man.
Yeah,
I wish I could give you what like. We're not profitable as as of yet.
Right.
We're getting
still
there,
small.
but
you guys gotta grow.
We have to grow.
We gotta grow.
It's always really it makes me smile and it makes me very happy when people support us because like you're not only like helping us out, but like everyone who works at Gutter Fighting Secrets,
right?
And not just even DJ and Jen, but other people pitch in. Like and give us
when they do
help
like
with different things.
So, things like that, intelligence things.
Everything.
Nothing is free. Okay,
guys. Exactly.
Just FYI. Thank you, Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, thank you so much, bro.
Kick DJ and Tom is funny.
I will give DJ half of that.
Yeah.
DJ, you get half of that, man.
Yeah. Oh, but yes, it's important, to show your support. Or else, like, you're not going to make it. Like, look at all these businesses that went out of business during the pandemic because they had to close. But you notice the ones that are still open to this day, it's because they have the support from the community.
Tay, take it easy, bro. Stay safe.
Good night, Tamar. Oh, I got to ask him where that dog was.
Which dog?
The one where
the one that used to rob somebody?
Yeah, he was sad.
It's a good idea, though.
That is very smart. Very, very smart.
I don't get a weapons charge for that.
Really? If you sick your dog on somebody, it's something else. It's not a weapons charge.
Device. Here, I don't know about everywhere, but where we're from,
okay.
It's the same thing as using like a baton or a mace.
Oh, DJ said the robbery incident was in Chicago. That's what he said.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah, that actually doesn't surprise me. Guys,
anywhere that's like super dangerous, you just can't.
I've never been to Chicago.
You're not missing anything.
Really? Everybody tells me to go to Chicago.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I remember we got from Goldbelly.
Yeah, but you can order from Goldbelly, so like, don't go there.
No, I just want to go there just to go there. I heard it's windy and then it's cold.
It's a fine place. It's dangerous.
I don't like that.
During the summer, it's a cool place during the summer.
I would only go during the summer because I'm fucking tired of the cold. I'm tired of the cold here.
You get a charge for an attack with a iguana. I heard those things got salmonella, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
In their teeth or whatever.
Please do some knife hands on at the seminar.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be
duly
noted.
On that, yeah. Well, you'll need them.
I mean, at the seminar, guy, when you come to the seminar, like that's even better, man, because we can't make it as long as we like. If I had my way, we'd take you for a week and take you from wherever you are now and make you a
Right.
killing machine.
Yeah,
But typically, it's going to be a day or two.
a few days. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But during those days, we're going to make sure that you walk away very,
Yeah.
very well prepared.
And if there's things that you guys specifically want in the semanar, email him or
just let
email
know.
me.
Yeah.
Like,
You can either email her at what's
gutterfightingsecretsbookings@gmail.
gutterfightingsecretsbooking@gmail.com or just gutterfightingsecretbookings.
Yeah.
And that's really.
Yes. That's what you set it up as.
Oh, okay.
That's what you did.
So Gutter Fighting Secrets bookings to talk to her and book some shit, or if you have a
Or
question,
like
reach
whatever
out to
you
me.
want. Yeah, like if you need.
gutterfightingsecrets@gmail.com.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not bookings. It's booking.
That's what I thought.
My bad.
Fucker.
Listen, I got a lot going on. Shut up.
Paper and type it in right there.
Oh,
okay. But don't type it in like a clickable link.
Okay.
Like,
Gutter
separate
Fighting
the at
Secrets.
booking.
Oh, booking. That's me.
And then space. Yeah.
And then there is Gutter Fighting Secrets.
And that one is her, and this one is me.
Send it? I did that. Jay, ever hear of the Phyllis Diller? Phyllis Diller was related to the Pusatiri family in Chicago. Well, that's some mob shit going on there. Strict out there trying to evict someone. DJ, trying to evict anybody in a city area like New York City and a liberal, it's very difficult.
My buddy is I won't call him a slumlord, but kind of. He does he rents lower end housing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a fucking hardest time getting people get out.
It's a legal process. You have to take them. It's takes over 90 days to even get to court. It's awful. And during that time, those people live for rent-free 90 days. And then however many more months it takes to actually get them to leave.
You know what you got to do?
It's a mess.
If you don't like somebody, you got to live rent-free in their head like Trump does. We discussed that on the psychological defense aspects.
You got evict the street way. You'll never get any.
Yeah, no, 100%.
No, I agree. You got to fucking go in there and drag their ass out and throw them on the streets and throw them. Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea to get people out.
Yeah.
Try to scare them with fucking crime. Yeah. That's great. Fucking put a bullet through something and then they'll really be scared. But then you have to fix it, so that's not so good.
It is a tough business.
It is just, yeah. Oh, gosh, New York, yeah, it's very tough in New York. Honestly, everything's difficult in New York.
Jersey, New York, yeah, it's tough, man.
That's why they say if you can make it here,
make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Anywhere. It's very true. You just don't even realize that you can make it because everything's so expensive and you feel poor all the time.
Wait, what is Wonderbat saying?
Wombat about the shit at Slumlord. I stayed with them, knew their son. The cops would almost run away when I told them who I was staying with.
That's pretty cool. I don't know who that is, but that's pretty
Me
badass.
neither. Yeah, Chicago's got a lot of mob history. A lot. Al Capone. Right, wasn't Al Capone out there?
I think he was. Yeah, Chicago guy, right?
Yeah, Chicago. I only know that from watching the documentaries. Babe, I want to eat food.
We can eat soon. Yeah, guys. I mean, we're pretty much wrapped up here anyway. So there's no further questions, ladies and gentlemen. I
got emails I got to read, too. Not with this, with school.
No, with school.
Yeah, with school.
I got emails from Gutter Fighting Secrets I got to fucking read. All right, guys.
Figure it out.
Thank you so much for coming around, guys. For the guys who joined tonight, thank you. We actually need you guys, anyone who's joined over the last 2 weeks, need y'all do me a favor and send me an email because I want your address so I can
to know if you won, then to send you the product.
Right.
Okay.
Well, just so I have it, so if you do win, we can just ship it out to you.
Yeah. All right, guys, don't forget Richie the Wolf and McRolin. I know
Two
that you
guys who
guys
joined tonight,
just
yeah.
joined tonight. So I'll add you to the list.
Send either me
for
or
other
her
people.
an email, and you don't need
Yeah.
to just send us your address straight away, but just send us something so we have your contact info so that if you win,
Mhm.
we can get in touch, and that way we can ship out your items.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Until next time, please remember that you are your first and last line of defense, and
Don't be scared. Be prepared.
all right, guys. See
Good
you next time.
night.
Cheers.